Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'm bringing out this video of me playing a board game, and today we're going to be playing through Calico. Calico, a board game very similar to the previous one I played, which was Cascadia. So I'm going to start our music before I forget. So that way we have our beautiful music going in the background. Oh, sorry, let me turn the music down, it's a little bit loud. Apologies. But as far as everything goes, Calico, not Cascadia, Calico is a tile laying game to where your goal is to basically build patterns on your tile, on your patchwork if you will, and attract cats and get color combinations and get patterns and score points. It's kind of a hodgepodge of point scoring, and you do that by essentially drafting is not even the right word. You don't draft tiles, but you acquire tiles from the bag, or sorry, from your hand. Take a step back. You play tiles from your hand, and then you acquire tiles from the river, and then after you do that, then the game moves on. The game ends once everybody has finished their quilt. Everybody should be able to finish their quilt. Correction, everybody will be able to finish their quilt. And you score points in a few different ways. So that's the bird's eye view of the game. Going into the details, how the points come in, or what the points are considered. The points are scored in 4-ish different ways. Those different ways are primarily from your cats. You have cats over here, the Calico cats. Ironically, somebody pointed out that the cat on the box is not a Calico cat, but that's a different conversation. I'm not here to get into semantics of cats. I'm also not very much a cat person, but I do appreciate cats. So you can score points from your cats. You can also score points from having sets of three of a color, as we can see here. This is the thing that rules over that. And you can also score points primarily from your pattern tiles that you'll have. So every player will have a set of 3 pattern tiles. Everybody has the same pool of pattern tiles they possibly get. They'll have a set of their pool of 3 pattern tiles, and these pattern tiles will have various things on them. So I'll just bring the board up closer to the screen so we can see it. And those patterns will correspond to a certain pattern. So for instance, the bottom left one that we have down here, this one corresponds to 3A, 2B, 1C. What that means is that you need to have either colors or patterns, which is what the bottom part means. The colors or pattern that match that particular goal, match that requirement. And if they do match that requirement, then you will score the blue points, the 7. If both the color and the pattern match the requirement in the middle, then you'll score the yellow point instead, which is a higher point value. So just to solidify that, what I mean by that is that as you put tiles around your piece, they'll be taking into account that goal. So if this is my build, just to give an example, very slow example, but slow and steady is going to win the race. So if this is what I have at the end of the game, as in everything else is all filled in, by the end of the game, I will score points based on this. So for this one, I have achieved, for the purpose of color, I have achieved the goal. So I get, so I have 3 greens, 2 yellows, and 1 red. This can be any combination surrounding, just as long as these tiles immediately touching it are the only ones considered. So just as long as they're touching that tile, they can be considered. And for the purposes of pattern, did I also get it? I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Oh, okay, cool. I also got it for pattern. Was not intentional, but it happened. So that means that I will score 11 points in this case. So this will be a total of 11 points for me for that cluster. It will not be 7 plus 11, which would be great, but no, it's not. You would not get that. You just get 11. So that's essentially how that works. Other scoring conditions I mentioned before is that you can score clusters of colors determined by this or dictated by this. What I mean by that is using the same board example that we have here. This is considering the entire board. So in the entire board for colors, specifically colors, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have a run of 4. So that will score me a green patch for that run. For here I have a run of 3, 1, 2, 3, and that'll score me a yellow patch. Now one thing you might have noted is that I counted the edge of the board patches as well. Those are a part of your quilt. Those count for both the cats and they also count for the colors. But they do not count for these patterns. These patterns are very specific to the tiles touching them. But that's an important thing to note up front, just in case you're asking and just in case you're wondering. Continuing on with our examples of points or ways to score points. If you have one of each of these buttons, there's 6 different colors, one of each different buttons, then you'll get a rainbow. I think a rainbow is worth 4 points. Let me double check. I think a rainbow is worth 4 points, but I can confirm. Or it might just be worth 3 points. I mean, it makes sense. Everything's worth 3 points for the buttons. Yep, looks like the rainbows are worth 3 points. That's kind of disappointing. Huh. Yep, okay, confirmed. Sorry, took me a second. But yes, this is worth 3 points. All the buttons are worth 3 points. So, you know, do the math. Just to consider how many points you could possibly get from that. Moving on from there, the other ways you can score points, I mentioned before, are the cats. The cats will score points in a very specific way. There are many different adorable cats, but we'll just use Millie here as an example. And there's me paying the cat tax there. There's Millie. And there's, on the back of this board, there's another cat, which I think is Leo, or is it? No, Callie, okay. And there's Callie. And you'll have one of those two cats, potentially none of those cats, because you only have 3 of these involved. So you only have 3 of these potential options involved. And as you can see on the cats, they have requirements themselves here. So this cat, for instance, for Callie, in order to score Callie, you need to have a cluster of 3. And you might be asking, CulBlu, a cluster of 3 what? Great question. So we move this bag out of the way. So at the, let me just get an example set. So at the top of the game, when you're setting things up, you will choose some cats to put out like so. There'll be 3 cats total. These are 3 other scoring conditions. And those cats will get these black and white patches. And these are double-sided black and white patches. And you'll just kind of distribute them. There's no rhyme or reason, just kind of push them out. And these will be what the cats are evaluating. So Callie here, for a cluster of this pattern, will give you 3 points per cluster of that pattern. If you accomplish that, you score a Callie, and then you get to put it there. These cats, they do come with their own tokens. Oh, Callie's here. Like so. So let's go ahead and see if we can make this a reality. Actually, let's modify this to be easier for ourselves. 1, 2, okay, we got 3 of those. So I'm doing a little bit of cheating here for a second. So in this case, Callie needs a set of, sorry, cluster of 3 in that shape. Oh, it needs to be in that shape. That's not possible. Okay. Continuing on with our example. Let's do this. There we go. We did it. So Callie will score for this cluster because we have the correct pattern. And you will put Callie on one of those. It doesn't matter which one. And at the end of the game, Callie will be worth the points that Callie is printed for. Callie's worth 3 points. Kind of easy to get, which is why we're 3 points. And then someone like Gwen down here. Gwen has a different requirement. Gwen's requirement is a run of 7. A run of 7 of Gwen's pattern. Oh, sorry, get the camera to focus here. There's an adorable cat. There we go. How can you not? So in order for you to score Gwen for 11 points, you have to have a run of 7 of that pattern. And in this case, Gwen's pattern is going to be that one and that one. So in this case, let's see if we can make that a reality. Just make this difficult for myself. Don't know why. So put these back in a second. There's a reason why it's just separated, by the way. I'll explain in a second. Or explain in a moment. Momentarily what those are about. Can I even do 7? I should be able to. Slowly reassuring myself. There we go. I think I got 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, I need one more. And which is 7. 7. So the way this works out is essentially if you have a run of 7, in this particular case, with that pattern shape, which is under Gwen, then I will score Gwen. So I get to take one of Gwen's and put it on my quilt. Note that this pattern includes the border. That's an important thing to note, especially for scoring the cats. The border is included. So the borders are part of your board. The borders are unique between boards, which I think is pretty cool. So I think it adds some variability, especially if you're playing solo like I am. So it's a neat thing. So for instance, this board has a different layout and different border. Oh, sorry, let's put it upright. Like so. You see that this patch here is different from that patch there. That patch is different. So you have a lot of differences for what players might want to prioritize and what they might want to try to go for. And this, oh gosh. Destruction. Oh, I thought something got thrown in there. So there's 4 different boards you can play with. Not really much to say outside of gives you some variability, especially for playing solo, but you can play multiplayer because this game's meant for multiplayer. Anyway, so that's how you score those cats. And the rest of them are kind of self-explanatory. They follow the same pattern. This one, you need that specific shape. These ones, you need a run of those, a run of that, so on and so forth. Okay, cool. So that's the gist of the rules. And at the end of the game, your entire pattern will be finished. And then if anybody wants to double check your math or reevaluate your quilt, they can, but afterwards you add up all your points, 3 points per button, as we talked about before, and then the points printed on the cats, you get those points, and finally the points that you get from satisfying your requirements on your patchwork, you'll get those, and whoever has the most points wins. Cool, a lot of stuff. So let me go ahead and put all this back together, and I will explain one final thing during our solo setup. So, almost there. There we go. Okay, so the final thing I want to explain for our solo setup before we get started is I'm going to play with a 2-player lower variance variant. What a sentence. And what that means is essentially I am taking out some tiles from the game to make it to where I have less of a chance to run into duplicates and a higher chance to see a diversity of tiles. Or maybe just lower the pool of tiles that I have to look at and consider. The universe of tiles, if you will. So feel free to interpret that however you want, but essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking out one set of each tile. There are 3 copies of each tile. So if I look over here into this pool, there's 3 copies of each tile for color and pattern. So there's 3 of these blue tiles, there's 3 of these blue specific ones, and I'm taking out 1 of those from every color and every set. So that means essentially I'm reducing my tile count from, oh man, I'm reducing my 36. I was going to try to do the math in my head. It's like 108. Is that 108? Don't quote me on that. I'm taking it from 108 tiles and reducing it down to whatever 108 minus 32 is, or 36 is. So I'll let y'all do your own math. But I mention that because that might help the experience be a little bit less chaotic. We'll see. So I'm putting these over here to the side somewhere. What to do with my hands. There we go. Put them over here. Oh no, I made a mess. Oh gosh. Alright, well y'all can't see that, it's fine. That's a future me problem. And finally, I gotta decide our cat. So I'm gonna go ahead and do our setup. And in order to do our setup, we need 3 of these cat boards, as I mentioned before. I do want to make it a full random situation, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take 1 of each cat and do some stuff with that. But before I do, let me go explain the rest of it. So I'm going to put all this here. These tiles will go in the bag, because these have been sorted. I had to pick through them, which is why they're all out here. Also, this game comes with a nice bag, which I appreciate. So thank you for the cool bag. Shuffle it up. We're good. Shake in there. And then I take my pattern tiles that I was talking about before, and I shuffle these up to the best of my ability, and I draw 4, keep 3. Draw 4, keep 3. Actually, let's do this in proper order. I'm gonna put these to the side. I don't know what these are yet. Let me do the cats. So what I'm saying is that you take your cats first, and you get your 3 cats and your pattern combinations first, and then you get to decide your patchworks. So shuffling cats. There's, oh, okay, first one, and then second one, third one. Okay, cool. So we have, I think this is Leo, and I think these 2 are the same cat. They are the same cat. Alright, cat off. Alright. Okay, cool. We have Tibbet. Tibbet is going to be in the game, and not Coconut? Nope, Rummy. I'll eventually know his cat's names. We need 1 more cat, so we will do this one. This one's gonna be, oh hey, that's our Callie. Alright, so we're gonna have Callie. We're gonna have I think that's Leo. Leo, yes. And then we're gonna have Tibbet. Okay. And I will put the rest of these cats somewhere so they're not in the way. And I'll put those cats over here. I'm just herding cats over here, y'all. Pun intended. Pun intended. That's the wrong cat. That's the wrong cat. Okay. There we go. Alright, so here's Callie. Here's Leo. And... oh, we need Tibbet. Okay, so everybody else can go away. So I will let future me deal with sorting these out again, because it was kind of a pain to sort these out. But here I am, just throwing them all into a pile. Yep, this feels great. This feels great. I'm not screaming on the inside, you are. Oops. I gotta put this into place. I did not think this far through, apparently. Thank you, box. Alright, the cats are off to the side, finally. And these can go away. These come over here. Okay, there we go. And now that I've done that, I do have to pay the cat tax, so I do have to make sure y'all can see the cats. So here's... oh no, yeah, we're right. So here's Callie. So Callie's pattern is going to be that set of 3 for, I don't know what the patches will be, but I'll know in a second. There's Tibbet. Very adorable, very adorable. Tibbet is going to be a row or a cluster of 4, or run of 4. And then Leo is going to be a straight of 5. Oh, but it's 11 points though, so I guess it's worth it. Now the rulebook does give you a suggestion on how to choose those. It does give you a suggestion of having a 1, a 2, and a 3. I'm just doing random because, sure, it seems more fun. You know, why not? Why not just go for it? Just floor it. And then finally we'll figure out what their patches will be. So aside from doing the whole separating tiles thing, this game is pretty quick to set up. I'll give it that. You can technically do without putting the cat tokens down. You can just use a marker to show that you've scored that particular one. Maybe just like color beads or something. And then I'll help out with setup times. But I just want to emphasize that this game is pretty quick to set up. Not as quick as Cascadia though. Cascadia is literally just pull the 2 pieces out and just go. But I'll do comparisons later. Okay, and then finally I need a box to put it all in. So I need a box to put discarded tiles in here. And oh man, we're all kinds of crooked here, aren't we? Oof. We've been like that for so long. It's too bad. Just have to deal with it. Chaos, pandemonium, everywhere. It's a catastrophe. I apologize for nothing. Okay. And let me start. So, in solo play of this game, there's a side considered closest to bag side and furthest from bag side. Because my trash box will be over here, I will call this closest to bag side, and I'll call this furthest from bag side. And I'll be drawing and putting my tiles over there. So on my turn, or sorry, first at the start of the game, I'll have 2 tiles dished out to me randomly. I don't get to choose. And then I'll have a river of tiles. Which I guess, okay, hold on, this is too much information. Let me do things in order. First, let me get these set up. So I get 4 of these. Sure. And I keep 3. So knowing what I know about the bag, I think this might be a good opportunity, so I'm going to do this. Although, no, I won't do this. Because then it's going to make it hard to score Leo if I do it here. Although I can do it here or there. I can score Leo twice if I do that. Okay. I'm gonna try to score Leo twice. I'm not making promises. So I'm taking that one. And then, let's see. I can do this here. Yeah. And then finally this one goes here, or it can be this one. Actually, this one's it's a better call. Oh, that's impossible, isn't it? Oh, that's upsetting. This one's kind of easy to do, but I cannot put these two together. I mean, I can, but it may not be wise. Alright, fine. We'll break our brains, we'll do that. Okay, so we're committed to that. Now we get to figure out what the tiles are. So the reason why is because that could have influenced what tiles, or sorry, the tiles could have influenced what things I picked. There we go. And we start. So, going back to the thing I was talking about earlier. This is closest to the bag, this is furthest from the bag, like so. And at the end of my turn, after I pick one of my 3 tiles to refill my hand, the one furthest from the bag will go in the trash. And then I will draw tiles to refill the river. That's the main important thing to talk about. Okay, cool. Glad we got that all established. Now back to the cats. So I have quite the dilemma here. Because the question is, should I commit to the colors or should I commit to the patterns? I want to try to do Leo, if I can. But I'm really going to have to get those polka dots and those plush shapes showing up. And I have none of them so far. Although Callie, on the other hand, might be an easier run. Because with Callie, I just need a cluster of 3. And I can take advantage of the fact that the edges exist for me. And I can maybe try to build something around those. Let's see, do I even have the pattern is the main question. And a run of 5, I forgot, can include the edge of the board, which is probably required for me to be successful here. Oh, and I can actually do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I can place 3 tiles here and then get a run of Leo as long as there's stripes, and I can do stripes. So I'll do this. And then for the tile that I'm going to take, so these 2 are going to be my same pattern and my same color. So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to do this one. That means this one goes away. And then conveyor down, and then fill in 2. And then we keep going. So I'm liking my chances here, because I am going to be able to accomplish my goal, which is great. For a Leo so early too. And then I'm taking this one, and I might try to hold. Oh, I was gonna say I might try to hold for a purple stripe, but I know there's no purple stripe because I took out one set. I have both of the purple stripes, which is pretty nice already. So I'll give the game credit where credit is due for being kind of nice to me so far. I can try to hope for a pink stripe, but I don't know yet. The question is, what am I doing with these? Because I got the leaves. I can try to get this going. Oh, sorry, I gotta put a towel. So Tibbet needs a run. That's not the right shape. Okay, right. Can I even do Leo? Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh. Oh no. This is not Leo. This is Tibbet. That hurts. That hurts right here in the heart. The reason why it's not Leo is because it's not the right pattern type. That's what we were talking about before, but I completely blanked on that entire thing. Like a silly goober. Alright. Well, I'm already halfway to... Well, not halfway, I'm like 3/4 of the way there with the Tibbet. So I might as well go ahead and try to finish that. The question is, do I want to commit to this being... Well, sorry, if I put this here, then I'm not going to qualify for that. I can instead put this here, and that's not going to hurt too much, is it? I don't think so. Alright, we'll do that. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to save space for maybe doing another run of Tibbet down here. But in order to do that, I need to make sure that these two don't connect now. So I'm a little sad that didn't work out for Leo, especially considering that I was like spent so much time thinking about it, but just messed up the thought process there. But I do score a Tibbet. And that feels good. So now I choose a tile. Did I choose a tile already? Alright, hold on. Some type of phasing. Oh, I see. Sorry. I'm ahead of myself. So I took a tile, and then this dies, and then this fills in. Okay, got it. We got 3 tiles in there? 2 tiles? Okay. Yes. I was a little overzealous on that one. Okay, now I can do that. So now I'm going to put this here. I get a tibbet. And then I get to take a tile. And I do want to work on Leo. So I'm going to take this one. And then this one goes away. My challenge with Leo is that I need the ones touching here to be the same color. So I need 2 polka dots with the same color. If I can have that, then that'll be great. And then for a Cali, I guess I can try to build Cali here. We'll see. So I'm gonna start, well, okay, whatever I put here needs to be the 2 Bs, or it can be part of the 4 As. Because I can do like so. So polka dots across the top. Or I can do polka dots across this way. A second. It's a puzzle. I don't quite know how I want to orient the 4A and the 2B. I do need to have something different over here though. Can I get colors to match? If I put a pink polka dot, well no, I don't want to waste my pink polka dot. So that means I want to put this in, and this is going to be for a tibbet. So we're going to put it here. We're just going to hedge our bets. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us too much in the long run. I'm going to take the polka dots. I'm going to have this one go away, and then I'm going to hope we're going to get some polka dots. Nope, no polka dots. I'm trying to figure out which of these 2 polka dots should I commit to up there. Alright, so Leo cannot go here or here. Leo could go here. So difficult to try to sidestep all of these at the same time. So I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah, hey, welcome. Yes, this game, I do agree. So going to the chat, yes, I do agree that this is a great game, definitely heavy on the mind. So just a caveat, especially if you haven't watched the earlier parts, and if you're watching on YouTube, my apologies, because I might feel like I'm repeating a little bit. I do have relatively low hopes for this game. My original solo playthrough was not very enjoyable, given the amount of chaos that I perceived in the game. So far though, because I'm playing with the 2-player lower variance variant, I am enjoying the experience, and I think I might, depending on how things go, especially if things can seem a little bit more predictable, then I might like it more. But we'll see, And just to clarify, I'm not looking for a solvable puzzle. I just want a puzzle that I have a chance in. So that's my my spiel on that. I'm gonna take this one and hope the polka dot shows up. Okay. Hey, we got a polka dot. Oh, it's the wrong color. Ah! Alright. Welp. This is, if I want to do polka dots here, then I could do both of these, and then hope for a correct color polka dot there. But that means that these are going to be different colors, which means that's 2 of my 3 colors for here. So I'm gonna do this here, like so, and yeah, okay, I'm gonna take this one. Oh yeah, hey, thanks, not a problem. Yeah, playing games solo, because especially if you watch my YouTube channel, and if you're watching live, I play a lot of board games solo, mainly because I like to play a lot of board games, mainly because I own a lot of board games, and it's easier for me to get games to hit the table if I can play them solo. So it's a restriction sometimes to when I buy games, because I really want to play this game, but it doesn't have a solo mode, so I don't want it. And that's definitely led to me, you know, turning down a few games that I want to play. And by turning down, I mean like not purchasing them, not diving into them, because they did not have a solo mode. There's been a few exceptions over the time. Games like Mosaic or Clash of Clans, Clash of Cultures, to where I felt it had a compelling enough proposal for me to want to sit down and play it with friends. Although those are like Civ building games, so those are like pretty up there. Yeah, so Mosaic. So I have both Mosaic and Clash of Cultures, and I decided. And sorry for those watching YouTube, my apologies. Somebody in the chat mentioned playing solo games is a little bit difficult. Just to give you all context too. But the thing I was trying to say though was that Clash of Cultures is fun with people. Mosaic, I think, has a solo mode. I don't know if it's better than the community made solo mode, but I can say playing with people, I think Clash of Cultures is more fun. But then again, I've only played Mosaic halfway with a friend, so I cannot give a full-throated sponsorship to that particular thought process yet. So we'll see in the future. I do plan on doing Mosaic on the stream one day though, so that'll be sometime in the future. Okay. Oh, hey, we got our first 4. It's too late. We've already committed to a lot of things. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late for Leo to be up there. I need the correct color polka dot to show up. I do not have the correct color polka dot. I am sad. Also, I've already scored Tibbet here. I can try to go for another Tibbet. So I'm going to do this, because that's going to give me the purple. And then I really need to start considering my colors here, because I need blue or some other color. And then for here, I only have capacity for one more color. So this is going to be a little bit tricky to try to keep it all together. The question in chat is, have you ever heard of Modern Meeple? I don't know. Is that a YouTuber? If that's a YouTuber, I might. Well, I know Meeple University and Man vs. Meeple. I don't know if those are the same thing. But yeah, not sure yet on the question. But that said, I've already given up hope on this one, so I don't think I need that one. But I could, since there's nothing else going on up here, I could put this here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll put this here so I can get the color. I can get the light blue. This goes away. Okay. What is life? I could commit to the pink polka dot since it's out now. The problem is I'll need to do a blue here and then a blue here, pink there. It'll be a little bit difficult. I'm not sure. Oh hey, yeah. So we create cool things mentioned in the Twitch chat. They just saw a TikTok that the person had a spinning resource organizer with this game in it. Oh, nice. Yeah, it was super cool. Yeah. So I do have a Lazy Susan that I was very proud of because it just felt cool to have pieces. I use it for when I play board games like Clinic, or actually I have only used it for board games like Clinic because it's the only one that's needed so far. But I can also see like a Lazy Susan being useful for this, especially playing multiplayer with the pieces. I don't think it'll be. I mean, I could have incorporated this if I wanted to actually. But yeah, the Lazy Susans in general are really nice, and because it's, you know, safe space, everybody can reach everything. It's all nice. There's a board game actually that has a Lazy Susan in the middle of it. It's like around a Lazy Susan. It's like a space game or something. I saw it once. It seemed like a cool idea. They call it the Gamey Susan. Nice. Okay, so I think I'm putting this here. Commit to that idea so I can get the blue. It's up here. and I'm taking the polka dot, and I'm not fully committed to putting the polka dot there. But if I do, that means I need a light blue, or, well, no, I can do, yeah, I can do pink, light blue, pink. I can try to figure that out when I get to it. But we'll see how that pans out once we get more pieces. So far, kind of not necessarily midway through, kind of feels like midway through, but so far I do think that reducing the number of pieces has definitely helped reduce some anxiety that I had regarding not being able to at least see or have a chance at getting the pieces I might want. And also helps me make more informed decisions on the universe of decisions I need to make. So I'll definitely talk about more in the post-game analysis. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and commit to this. So we are officially pink and blue here. We'll see if it works out. But we got a Leo. That's all I care about. We got the Adorbs Leo. The meow has landed. The meow has landed. So the question is, do I want to try to go for another? Oh, no, I don't. Never mind. That's not a question. It's not a question before the court. Okay, so I'm not gonna, well, actually, does it make patterns impossible with colors? So 2 colors with the patterns. I know there's no more pink polka dots. I know there's no more blue leaves. Some reason I have to use blue. Oh no. I think I'm hosed on this pattern for both color and pattern. I can only do one or the other. I cannot do both anymore. Because in order for me to make it around the rest of this, I need to have this piece here, or this piece touching. I need to have this piece touching, and I need another one? Is that how that works out? Is that 6? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I missing? Oh, blue polka dot. Yeah, okay. So 6. So I don't have the correct pieces in the right order, so I'm not going to be able to get it shape and color, so I have to choose shape or color now. So knowing that reduces my decisions here, so I'm not going to get the 14 points that I wanted. I was not aware of the bad decisions I was making earlier, but here I am. Although, sorry, I don't have to commit to this shape, do I? I mean, it's still going to be impossible because this piece is down here now, which was probably not wise on my previous decision, but I really wanted a Leo, apparently. Actually, no, I just did that, didn't I? Alright, I can redact that. Ah. Alright. Because I haven't done anything new. Wait, have I done anything new? You know what? It's too late. I've committed. Alright, fine. I'm not sure if that was just made or that was made previously because I got distracted, so I'm just going to move on with it. But what I'm trying to say is that, mathematically speaking, I need this piece specifically to touch that, and then I need one more polka dot, and then I need 2 more of another thing. So, in order to accomplish both of those. And the other polka dot that I can do will be the blue polka dot, which has not been shown yet. So, from a perspective of trying to get the 14 points, I think it's impossible for that goal. So I need to focus on other goals. So for this one, I can try and do this. I don't know if the pink leaf is gone. I'm not going to allow myself to look in the discard. I did not look at it. I was just shifting it so I couldn't see it in my view sight. I know I can see it on TV, but I'm not looking at the TV. Yeah, the hard part of this is kind of knowing what pieces to take. Let's see. Can I get a Cali? Cali's on 3 points, though. Cali needs love, too, though. If I can get a blue... I want to try to get all the cats at least once. That would be nice. It would be risky, but I could try to do it up here too. Yeah, we got a lot of nonsense. I'm just gonna move on. Okay. 2 more. Hey, the purple one I was thinking about. Oh no, I want a blue one. Never mind. Speaking of blue one, let's do this. Like that. And then we can take this. Throw that one away. So that gives me the blue. I want that piece. Do I want that piece? Yes, I do want that piece. I want it for up here. So, what piece I want to place? Yeah, let's do that. I might hate myself later for that. Actually, nope. No, that's fine. I'll keep it. Okay. And then I need to take this for sure. To pattern number 3. Which means that my last one has to be... I don't know if I've discarded that piece already. I have not been keeping track. Okay. 2 new pieces! 2 new pieces! So let's do this for sure so I don't lose track. So I just need 1 blue, that shape, and then I'll be able to accomplish another goal. But I got a pink cluster. Which is good. I think I've been avoiding green, so green might be a good candidate to put over here as the off piece. And like get a green connection up there, so I think I might do that. I can't really do much with those 2 because Cali is already, or Tibbet is already here. So, and this is a Leo, so I guess we're doing this one because, sure. Different pattern, different shape. Okay. Next 2. Alright, I need a blue swirly, for sure. Between these 2, I think we're gonna put this here to throw it off. And then we can burn 1 more piece, which is the green piece I'm thinking putting there. But can I be productive with any of these other pieces? These 2 have to be pink. And they cannot be stripe. Oh boy, did I puzzle myself in a corner here? That means that this has to be blue. So I'm gonna take this just in case. Oh no, I'm gonna take this just in case, because I can definitely do that. I'm gonna stall for a turn, and then hope that something good comes out that's gonna set me up for next turn, because I really don't need that blue piece in the corner. Oh, okay, those are kind of awful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my stall move. Best I got. So give me the green. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need yellow. I have no yellows anywhere. Can I even do yellow? I cannot do yellow and achieve goals. So yellow's a lost cause, no rainbows for me. Duly noted. Duly noted. The court has spoken. I really don't want any of these. Given that this has to be pink, then I need a 4th color, so I guess it's going to be blue. So this is pink, and this is blue. It's like playing Sudoku, but you're not allowed to have fun. Alright. could... Well, we already established that I cannot do the patterns anymore, right? Because I need pink, pink. And then I need blue. So we've established that I cannot do these patterns anymore. So knowing that, I'm just going to do the color. This one is for Cali. There's no Cali available stuff over there. No down here. So we're going to do that. Cementing the fact that we're not going to get the 14 points. See, that's a good question. So the question in the chat is, do I like Sudoku better than this? It depends. I feel like this requires a little bit more, a little more cylinders firing on the brain, whereas Sudoku you can kind of, to some degree. Now, granted, Sudoku can get very wild, very fast. Don't get me wrong. Oh no, I didn't mean to. Okay, well, I'm throwing that piece away. I'm not taking that one apparently. Sorry, I did it backwards. I'm supposed to take a piece first and then throw one away. But yeah, I was gonna say Sudoku is kind of like, I don't know. Sudoku fits on one page. Let me put it that way. This requires more stuff to be put in place. Although if I had to choose between this and Turing Machine, which is I think Turing Machine is much more Sudoku-like than this game. This game is more of just a puzzle in general. Sudoku is a puzzle, yes, but Turing Machine as a board game kind of has like that logic that you're trying to put together based on rules. And I feel like that might be a little more adjacent. This one's kind of a wild puzzle. Also, Sudoku, you can control what numbers you put where. This one, I kind of had to deal with what I got. So that'll be another differentiator between this and Sudoku. I can try to say to heck with it all and go for yellow. What's stopping from that, is it? Like yellow, 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 and then get the rainbow? I mean, in all honesty, scoring this between this and this is only 2 points. So if I get the rainbow and the yellow instead, then that's gonna be a lot of points. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I've already broken the pattern. I can't do it because it's gonna touch this one too. For the 3 yellow specifically. I'm a little sad I didn't take advantage of the yellow edges. So I'm not going to be able to get the rainbow and score the points. It's either score 5 points or score 6 points. Sorry, score 5 points or score potentially 7. That's a big point swing. Also, these two can be blue. I forgot about that. So see, can I make that to my advantage? I could. I can do Cali here. Alright, this one's lost cause. This one's worth less points. This one's worthless, relatively speaking. I do want that specific shape. I need that blue here. But I'm running out of time is a big question. It's a big problem. Alright, we'll do this. Score ourselves another blue. And hope for the best. I mean, we can commit to the yellow going this way. And then really hone in on trying to get that 11 points. But this is 14 points between these two. Like, this one is not worth the points that I'm kind of holding space for it. I kind of wish I would have made a different decision earlier, but hey, these are the choices that I made here. Can possibly get a Tibbet. Let's see, a Tibbet is worth 5 points. So a Tibbet of 5, and then a yellow of 3, and then a rainbow of 3. So it's 11 points I can get by doing yellow, yellow, yellow. Or yellow, yellow, yellow. The problem is I'm going to lose both of these goals if I try to go for that. Well, hold on. Because it's color and pattern. I keep forgetting it's color and pattern. This one's lost, regardless. This one's lost on pattern. This one's not lost on anything yet. This one is not lost on anything yet. I don't know if I have the right shapes left. It's a big question. There's a big issue. Alright, so we had to take a yellow because only yellow is available. So sure, we're going to have to put a yellow in our puzzle. Let's go and do this one. Let's do this one because it's potential. One dies. The stress! The stress is real. Might need to take some headache medicine after this. Once again, I'm just shaking it so it's down, not looking at it. There we go. Because I can see like this area from my viewpoint. So I'm trying to make sure it's like all scooched forward. I know on the camera you can see all of it, but still. I'm not looking at the camera. Just looking at Twitch chat. Well. So you made some mistakes. Can I rescue anything out of this? I can like hope this turns into something good. This is starting a Tibbet. Oh, it's not gonna turn into anything good at all. Heck. Do yellow? It's a different pattern and different color. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Not like my chances here. I really need that blue swirly to show up. Now would be a great time. Looks like we might be scoring nothing. So I'm forsaking those points now. I'm also forsaking that. Let me do it this way. Well, I don't... Oh, okay. Based on what I have here, I think all I can do is stall and hope that I see the blue swirl that I want. But it's either get it this next draw or get nothing. Blue anything would go well there. Swirl anything will work well there. I just hate that specific piece. But doing this is going to still achieve this goal so far. And then this one's already lost. It's a lost cause. It's lost. Yeah, that's lost. So tiles I'm going to take. We'll do polka dot. Because it'd be same pattern. And I need a different something here. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Well, if I get the yellow leaf. If I can get the yellow leaf, which I don't think exists anymore. It might have died already. That would be great. Oh no! We don't get the things we want? Of course not. Alright. Welp. We tried. So we're gonna put that there. So that's gonna give us the 3 for yellow. So gonna give us a rainbow. So one of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Oh, I have a lot of colors. Okay, cool. And we're gonna take, we want to fill that in. We gotta fill it in. So this one's an either or now. It's no longer an and. So because it's either or, I guess it doesn't matter what color I take. So I'm taking this one. Let's hope for the best, y'all. I try my best. Ouch. I guess that works. Nope, neither one. None of these work. I mean, this one works, but it's the wrong color. This one works, but it's the wrong pattern. Same for that one. Okay. Well, we're doing that to patch that up. And we at least get the 7 points. Are there any more scores for us over here? I don't think so. There's no more scores for us over there. Okay, and last piece, doesn't really matter which one of these two. I mean, I guess for I get a Cali. If there's any consolation. Sure, I get a Cali and some points. Alright. Hey, Cali. Meow. Alright. Stressful. How do you describe this game? Stressful. Okay. Alright, let me go and get the notepad out so we can figure out my scores. And of course, I do not have a pen. Let me go grab a pen. Be right back. Ooh, oh yeah, thanks. Yes, yes. Lots of things going on. I was trying to make the best of it I could, and I ended up with what we have. For better or for worse. Probably for worse, I don't know. Oh, they're not double-sided. Rude. Alright. New sheets. Alright. Let's see how I do. So. And oh, this is gold tiles. So for this one, I have patterns. Nope, sorry, I have colors. I do not have patterns. So colors, so I get 7. For this one, I have neither colors nor patterns, so 0. And for this one, I think I have patterns. No, I have colors. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I have colors. So I have 5. So that's gonna be 12 for my cats. I have 5, 8, 19. 19 for cats. I scored these cats once. I feel like that's something. That's gotta count for something, right? Oh, did I have another Cali? Wait. I thought I had another Cali. Maybe not. I mean, obviously not. It's not marked. I do not see another Cali. Okay. Moving on. Buttons. I have a lot of buttons. I got a billion buttons. And if anything, I got a lot of buttons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 buttons. 24 points. Wow. That's a lot of buttons. I think that's where my points came from. So let's go ahead and plug it into the old app. Oops. This is going to be Calico. And here we go. So we have 12 plus 19 plus 24. And my score is 55. Woohoo! How did I do versus myself? I did better. I wouldn't say significantly better, but I did better. I don't know what a high score in this game is, but let's see what the rulebook says. Where'd the rulebook go? There it is. Whew. That was an adventure. That was an adventure. Oh, is the rulebook not tell me how I did? How will I know how I did if I... Oh, here we go. Achievements for a normal game. Oh. 60 plus. Oh, okay. I see. Those aren't solo. Are those solo? I'm a little confused on this. So sometimes in the games, they'll say that if you score between this and this, you got this. Oh, hey, here's all the cats. Look at all the cats. Look how adorable they are. Look. Sorry, I got distracted. But look at the cats. Look at them. Look at the babies. Okay. Sorry. moving away from cats. Yeah, so I'm not sure how good I did on the scale of scores with a score of 55. I feel like 55 is probably somewhere average for me. Throwing those qualifiers in there, probably, and then for me, those are qualifying words, things that we say to hedge our bets. We got Calico achievements. What is this about? Calico achievement points can be earned and tracked on your Calico board. Below in the achievement progress, where players, or up to 6 players can share. I'm very confused. What is this? It's just like as you play the solo game, you will get points. Sure. Yeah, there's no track for me to know how I did versus everything else. So I'm just gonna assume that I did fantastic. I did wonderfully. And I scored about how I thought I was going to score. Actually, I think I scored more than I thought I was going to score, just to be honest. Mainly because some of those things fell into place a little bit better. Some of them didn't. Okay, anyway. So let's go into the post-game analysis so we can talk about a few things. So, first and foremost, did I think this game was better than my previous playthroughs? Yes. Second thing, would I play this over Cascadia? No. I think Cascadia is definitely going to hit the table way more frequently in this game. Third thing, with the variant versus the original mode that I remember playing, would I play multiplayer with one versus the other? I mean, I guess at a certain point, I would, and this is me answering my own question. But one of my primary problems with Calico, I keep trying to say Cascadia, with Calico as designed originally, with the non-variant version, was that I felt like it was too many things for you to reach your hand into and pull out. Like there was no hope. There's no hope at all for me to find certain things when I'm playing with all the pieces. Like there's, hold on, let me make this more dramatic. There's this many pieces left in the bag. Let me pour it out for you all. There's this many pieces left in the bag, which it's a reasonable amount of pieces left. It's like a reasonable amount of reasonable universe of random. There's this many pieces that were taken out of the game because I think I take 18 turns, 20 turns, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's whatever the patchwork is inside of here. And I was gonna count it, but I decided not to. Actually, okay, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. It's alternating. 2, 3. So 15 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. So 15 plus 4 plus 4. Is that 23? Am I doing that right? That's right? So it's a row of 5. Oh, no. They're all shifted. So they're all rows of 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm playing 25. I'm playing 25 rounds. Got it. Okay, that makes more sense. So I'm playing 25. Actually, no, that's not true. I'm not playing 25. I'm playing 25 minus 3. So I'm playing 22 rounds because there's 3 spots being taken up. So you're playing 22 rounds in this entire game. And this is a universe of pieces that you do not know what's going in. That's your random. These are universes of pieces that were taken out, somebody else selected on the turns. And if you play with the normal rules as designed, there's this many pieces left. Sorry, that didn't come into screen properly. There's this many pieces left. And my thing is, when you're playing solo especially, this is too many pieces left. This makes a little sense. Like, there's hope. There's like a little bit of hope. There's the illusion of hope. It's a little bit more attainable. It's a little bit more achievable. But this plus this, oh, that's ridiculous. That's obnoxious. So it's to the point to where if I ever play this game again, especially solo, I'm definitely taking pieces out. If I play it again with people, of course, if it's at a 2-player account, I'm doing the variant. If it's a 3 or 4-player account, I'm just gonna suck it up and deal with that. Because there's gonna be more pieces taken out of the bag. So that means there's going to be more available room for me to possibly get the things I want. Although you can still be very mean in this game. I can definitely see it because you're drafting from a river of tiles, and the river is only 3 tiles deep. So it's not like you have the most expansive choice in the world of how many tiles you're going to see, how many tiles you're going to get, and how many tiles you get to choose from. So, but even then, that kind of goes hand in hand with my original complaints. Which, if you watch the live stream, you heard me talk about it twice. If you watch the video towards the beginning, especially in the earlier parts, I mentioned that I had a strong suspicion that my feeling on this game wouldn't change much. That suspicion has been proven wrong. I do feel a lot better about this game. I do feel a lot better about this game with the 2-player variant that's included in the rulebook, which is just the one where you take out 1 set of all the tiles, because there's 36 tiles, and there's 3 sets of 36 tiles, and those 36 3 sets of those. So we took out 1 set, so there's only 2 sets in the game. and that's kind of the whole thing. One of the questions in the chat is, are we assuming we want a variety? So the assumption of variety in a game that's as tight with scoring as this game, I think variety is a danger in this game. What I mean by that is like having too many chances for you to possibly get that one tile you want is detrimental to you being able to move on with the rest of your puzzle, because you spend a lot of time hyper focusing on, okay, I really want that one tile, I really want that one tile. I know there's 3 copies in there, I haven't seen any of them, I know there's 3 copies in there. It's that gambler's fallacy that the game is kind of pulling on, which is a part of the game. And it's not that big of a deal, especially in a game that's like, you know, it plays relatively quick, not super quick, but relatively quick. So it's not like you're gonna be super stuck forever, because eventually your puzzle's gonna be finished, whether you want it to be or not. But I think when you put it into a universe where there's only 2 of each type, or sorry, 2, so once I saw that I had both of these polka dots down, these pink polka dots, I knew that there were no more pink polka dots. Therefore, I can move on with the rest of my strategy. And I feel like that's good, because instead of me holding into hope that I'm going to get that other pink polka dot to put it there, in that rare situation I get the 3rd one, you know, the rest of my board is getting all kinds of twisted and messed around with. So I think having the limited pool makes it to where it feels a little bit more attainable. To whereas if you keep it to where you have so many options, like if there was 5 of each set in this entire game, then it's like, okay, I'm never going to do anything. Like, I'm not going to accomplish any of these goals, especially with the board this small. And with the pool, my choices are literally just 2 things from a pool of 3 things, and the 3 things are random. And when you're playing solo, only 1 thing stays, and that thing that stays is further up. So that means if you really want this tile in the back, you need to either take it or let it die. And if you take that one in the back, that means the one in the middle's gone, and like your decisions end up being very much King's Dilemma without the fun. And when I say King's Dilemma, I don't mean King's Dilemma the board game, or King's Dilemma, I mean King's Dilemma the scenario. To where, like, you know, you kind of, you know, I split in half, but you choose first type situation, which I think that's a quick King's Dilemma. Don't quote me on that. If that's not the King's Dilemma, then I quoted the wrong thing. But I do think that is where you want your pieces to be. Now for variety, if we mean variety in the sense of the number of cats you have, the patterns you're going for, I feel like this game has enough in scoring variety. The fact that it was viable, or at least it seemed viable, assuming that my score is either somewhat average or doing decent, there's a lot of viability in the fact that I went for the buttons. I didn't originally intend to go for the buttons, but it became viable. I got a bulk of my points, nearly all my points, well, half of my points, came from buttons. And the patterns, which I was originally trying to go for, that ended up being my lowest scoring thing. So at a certain point, I would say that the variety of scoring in the game is available, because had I been paying attention with Leo, because that first turn it felt good to see that line of 5 and saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna score me a Leo, only to find out that that was actually a Tibbet. Tibbet? Yeah, Tibbet. I keep pronouncing the name wrong. So that goes an extremely long way to say that I think the variety comes from this, and the cats that come out, and the availability for you to fall back on buttons if things don't go your way. That said, you know, for the game, like my original holdover on this game was that it kind of had a similar situation to what Final Girl had, which, you know, I know I rag a lot on Final Girl, but I like to use it as an example because I love Final Girl as a game, and I will sit down and play it every once in a while, but it's not one that I'll sit down and play 10 times in a row like I did in the past. But Final Girl had a situation towards a lot of variety, a lot of things changing up, it was a lot of theme, it was dripping and bleeding with theme, it was great, it's fantastic, but I feel like there was just maybe 2 or 3 too many sources of chaos, too many sources of random in that game for me to fully enjoy it. And in Calico, I feel like this one had maybe 1 or 2 sources of chaos, too many sources of chaos, to make it to where it didn't feel like I was going to enjoy myself. It was just kind of a, you know, basically my original interpretation, this is me kind of bouncing around, my apologies, but my original feel of the game was essentially, this is, if I get this to behave, well, essentially this is Calico. Calico is this. Calico is to carefully choose which one of these tiles you want, and then grab a handful of these, and then dump them on your board. And that's Calico. That was my original feeling of the game, because it's like, I have no reasonable way of possibly achieving any of these goals. So I feel like, why even bother? Like, might as well just shuffle half the deck and then deal it out and call it a day. So that's the feeling I got, and that's kind of where I was on the game. Also, my music stopped for some reason, so let me get that back up. But having played it with this variant, did really help get rid of some of that feeling, because it felt like I could actually calculate it. Maybe some could argue maybe it's just me not knowing how many of each piece was available for me to actually go for. That's a fair argument. It's a fair argument. Not saying it's one anybody made, but that's a fair argument. Anyway, that's kind of me ranting on things. So let me get the music back because it was messing my mood here. Anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of how I feel, how I felt about the game. My final verdict on the game, not that anybody's here for a verdict or anything, I think this game is fine. I do have much more revere for it than I did previously. I do not personally think it's one that I would choose over Cascadia. And just to put into more context, that one, I know this is a video about Calico and Cascadia and Variant, but I am going to bring up the other games, the other games that came top of mind when I was playing this family of games. First, let me get my table in order. And those other set of games are from Pencil First, which I was considering doing like a series between the two. But if you saw my previous video, you know that I did a video on art. It wasn't intentional, but I did. And I talked about the Beth Sobel, or Beth Sobel, oh my gosh, Beth Sobel. Beth Sobel's artwork, which Beth Sobel is the artist who did the art for this game. So huge shout out to Beth Sobel for the art. But Beth Sobel also did the art for Wingspan, and also did the artwork for Verdant and Cascadia, and Sunset Over Water, which is by Pencil First Games, and Floriferous, and Delicious, and Herbaceous, and also for Herbaceous Sprouts, and finally for the Whatnot Cabinet, and many other board games out there. But all this goes along with to say that I was kind of originally feeling a comparison coming on between at least Verdant and the Whatnot Cabinet, because I feel like Verdant and the Whatnot Cabinet, which once again is not Calico, were similar. And then I kind of thought, it's like, maybe there's something going on with these themes, because they have a similar look, and they have a similar feel to the game, as far as being, you know, not quite gamery games, if you will, however you want to, you know, call that. Feel free to take that as a however you will. But it kind of struck me as maybe something going with the games, but they just so happen to have the same artist. I don't know if that's intentional, but maybe it is, because Elizabeth Hargrave has who's the one who made the designer of Wingspan and the designer of Tussie Mussy, and I think Monarchs, has used Beth Sobel for artwork in 2 of those 3 games. I don't think Monarchs, but for Wingspan, yes, and for Tussie Mussy, yes. Anyway, enough of me ranting about that. Yeah, comparatively speaking, Cascadia is a better game for me. Calico is a game that I see its place, and I see where it can be fun. And Verdant is a whole thing that we'll get into when we get to a video for it. But comparatively speaking, I'd rather play the Whatnot Cabinet. I'd rather play Sunset Over Water. I'd rather play Herbaceous Sprouts. I'd rather play Pencil First Games over that. Cascadia is the one that's the main contender. Calico, I don't know if I would put it any higher than what I did before. I mean, I guess in hindsight, with this playthrough, I would probably, spoiler alert, put this maybe a little bit more fun than Verdant now. But that's not by much. It's not by much. And just to clarify, Cascadia is a Rockstar game. I just want to make sure people understand that I truly adore Cascadia. And compared to Cascadia, I don't think Calico is of a similar caliber. It's kind of my honest to goodness opinion on that one. Would I play it again solo? Yeah, every once in a while. Would I play it with people, especially someone who's really into cats and I just want them to play a board game or two? Maybe, because it might be a little bit too puzzly, too thinky for them to actually kind of sit down and fully grasp what's going on. So maybe I would avoid this one and maybe just play Cascadia instead. But then that brings up the question, who is this game for? Relative to my board game group of friends. This is, you know, trying to keep the universe small to myself instead of generalize for everybody. And for me, this board game doesn't really fit in the universe of board gamers that I play around with. Mainly because it's not something as, you know, thematically story rich as like a Sleeping Gods, to where one could argue that's more of a casual game, but it has a lot of gamery elements into it. But it's also not nearly as easy or as less demanding as a game like The Downfall of Pompeii, or maybe something like Point Salad, or maybe something like Cat Lady, which are some other games that you can possibly compare it to. So it's one of those, like, I don't know if it fits in those, like, in my board game group of friends. Cat Lady is a hit. Everybody loves Cat Lady. It's pretty straightforward, simple. another game by AEG, not by the same artist though, so it wasn't featured in the other video. And The Downfall of Pompeii is another game I mentioned. It is a fun, nearly turn your brain off and play it game. But this game, I feel like it requires a little bit more. So, if you have a two-player... Oh, sorry. All that said and done, if it was a two-player game, like me and a friend, or me and like a board game person I play with board games with all the time, one-on-one, I feel like this would be fantastic. This could fit in that. I think Cascadia struggles for me. And once again, just bring up Cascadia again since we're already talking about it. Cascadia struggles for me as a game when you put in more than 3 people. But when you put in less than 2 people, or when you have 2 people, it doesn't feel like enough. When you have 4 people, it feels like too much. When you play solo, in my opinion, it feels good because you can kind of keep going and moving around. When you have 3 players, it feels like just enough in the mechanisms going on, just enough changing, but it's not too much. So I think Calico would probably be a nightmare to play with 4 people. Just gonna be honest. Sounds like it was a nightmare for some people's horror stories that they have in this game. But then again, 2-player game, I feel like it might be solid, especially with this, specifically with this variant. And solo, it's solid with this variant. Okay, cool. I feel like I'm rambling at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it there. Definitely let me know what you all think in the comments, and if you're watching on Twitch, I'm gonna chat a little bit more after the recording here. But thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you all whenever.